Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he makes it for par. Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now a relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want to, you can try and blast a drive around the corner.
Well, just needs to refocus right here. Out of bounds on that last shot and needs to keep this one in play. This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Inside 20 feet, never bad.
Yeah, 18 feet to be exact. Really. This is that awkward length.
That really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
Has it, and he's 2 under par. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right. And then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know you line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
You'd like that one again.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Locked in on the read and the speed. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try. I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. He'd settle for par here. He has this attempt for par. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up, too. You could hit anything from there. Second shot.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Settles in over the putt. Headed for a handful right now. 4 birdies on the day. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA towards known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Down the hill from here, Frank, probably going to go with 1 club less. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
It's a little snack, though.
There you have it. Well done. Great. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club. this is right at it.
Safely aboard, about 25 feet from the hole. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right